Hi everyone, we're back with another writing video. And today we're going to talk about audiences. Who are you writing for? In my case, it's usually myself. So when you sit down to write your story, it's good to have an audience in mind. And an audience is the group of people or person that's going to end up reading your story when it's finished. Now, between you and me, I actually don't like thinking that I'm writing for a group of people. I find that really scary. What I like to do instead is think of one person. Think about it this way. It's a lot easier to make one person happy than it is to make 10 people happy. So when I actually sit down to write a story, I start thinking of one person that I know really well. So it could be a really good friend, or it could be one of my brothers, or it could be my mom. So when I think of all these different people, I think of what they like, and I think about what they don't like as I write. And this helps me really focus my ideas because I'm not trying to please a bunch of people. So here are some ideas of who you could write your story for. Now, if you don't like any of those ideas, you can also just write a story for yourself. And I have to tell you, I do that a lot. And I'm not alone. There's a lot of other artists, whether they're writers or directors of movies or painters, who only make stuff for themselves. You know what will make you laugh. You know what will make you sad. You know what makes you happy. You know whether you like mystery stories or whether you like terrifying, scary stories or whether you like comedies or whether you like romances. So it's much easier to take the guesswork out of everything and only think about you. Now, to put things in a bit of context, every book that I've written, well, my publisher prints about 5,000 copies of it. That means there's potentially 5,000 people who might buy a copy, or in the case of a library or a school, the book itself might be read by hundreds of people. Now, imagine if I tried to write a story for 10,000 people. That's just bonkers. How could I possibly think of all those different people when I'm writing? So don't make things hard for yourself. Just think of one person. Think of a friend, a family member. I could write a story for my goldfish right now if I wanted to. I think you'd probably like it. Or if that's too much work, just think about what you like. One last thing, as you start to write, you're going to want to share your stories with people, even if they're not finished. And sometimes you'll share your story with someone who doesn't realize how precious and delicate and wonderful it is. And they might say things that, don't make you feel good about your story. Well, that happens to me all the time. And at the end of the day, that's why it becomes so important for you to like your stories and for you to be proud of your stories. Because to be honest, you can't really care what other people think of them. You just have to do your best and think of your audience, whether it's someone you know and love or yourself, also someone you should know and love. So that's why I think it's a lot better and a lot easier to think of just one person. Thanks so much for listening to me, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.